it might be a little bit sooner than that.
All right, so a couple things here. We're great at humble opinions, so those are always welcome. And it just I cringe when people tell Mags that he had a good question. Man, it just
Stop. I'm having such issues right now. I need to take that.
You're throwing a parade for yourself.
It was noted. I don't. So I'm just trying to rest on that right now because I've a disaster this interview. So, but go ahead, Popper.
It was a good question.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 25 of the Zilly Award-winning Poppin' Mags Pinecast. Mags, we did it, bro. I know you're not here right now with me because you got to take a long nap after your long weekend at ThetaCon, but I just want to say shout out to you, dude. Thanks for all that you do. Thanks for all the editing that you've put in, all the behind the scenes, all the memes that you've done for us, all the interns that you've hired and fired. We greatly appreciate it. And I want to shout out all the interns that we have had over the years here. Each and every one of you will hold a special place in my heart forever. Without you, there's no way that we could have been here doing this. So thank you. I want to thank the ThetaCon crew, Rob, Amy, Brian, and Doc. You guys put on a great conference. We truly appreciate it. We appreciate these awards that you put on for us. And, obviously we want to thank the 10s and 10s. Thank you guys for listening to us, for interacting with us, for laughing with us, for laughing at us. Thank you for joining us in the live Poppin' Mags podcast that we had over the weekend that, was pretty much just a total mess, but we enjoyed having you guys in the room with us and giving away some stuff to you guys and just, having fun and sharing laughs. And, that's kind of why we started this thing. And that's why we will continue to do it. I want to say thank you to my wife, Mrs. Popper, not only for joining us on the show, but for also dealing with me and allowing me to come downstairs and kick it back and forth with Mags and just, talk about Theta and NFT projects. And obviously we want to also thank all of the NFT projects that have joined us over the years. Scratch that. We want to thank most of them because there's a few that we've had on that are famously not around anymore. So those ones, we'll skip that part of it. But no, thank you guys for listening to us, dealing with us, enjoying it with us. And honestly, listen, we had the opportunity to interview ThetaLands and Steph, who was at ThetaCon 22. He wasn't able to make it to ThetaCon 23 this year, but if you were there, you did see a little 15-minute video, and we were able to interview him, find out what he's up to, what his new project is, and you can hear that full interview after these messages. This week's episode is brought to you by Worldwide Zilla Entertainment. WWZ is already dominating the action in the Theta NFT space with gyms available in Theta Zilla Club and Tygon's Discord with more coming soon, TM. And now they're ready to take their talents to ETH. You want interoperability? Come and get it. ETH projects will soon be able to host PFP battles in their Discords, all powered by Mactastic and Pixillas, the heroes we need but don't deserve.
Poppin's poppin' and lockin'. Magnum scrutinizing. Poppin' Mags Podcast.
We're here with Steph and Stellar from ThetaLands. Steph, we had the pleasure of meeting you at ThetaCon 22. Got to play the fighting game. Got whooped in the fighting game, but it was still a lot of fun. I know we had a little bit of back and forth after ThetaCon trying to get you on the Pinecast, but we hear that you ended up going and getting married. So yeah. Congratulations on that. And yeah, just how's your year been?
It was a great time. Thanks for the intro here. Like you said, we just get married and we had a longer honeymoon trip. So enjoyed the time. have been in 8 weeks. Australia, we have been in Bali and Thailand, and it was beautiful. So,
That's awesome.
but yeah, it was really great. But we haven't stopped to developing this all, even on Tita side. So yeah, it was a great year. We have developed together with John. We got a restructure. We got another developer and more creators as well involved in the project. And so we had the vision together, want to run a bigger project and adding more content to it. So like Fight for CMC is the main branding right now, and Thetalands will just be a part of it. There will be other planets around, but we can go more deep into it later on.
So before we get into that, like what originally brought you onto Theta? Like what part of the Theta tech caught your eye?
So basically it was just to be one of the first, to be a OG. I was more interested in the investment. You know, I have invested in Theta token back in 2018, I think. I just laid it down. And when I saw it grows up again on the market, I get back and I was invested and I was interested in the community and interested in the technology as well. Yeah. The chance to get into a early NFT market like Ethereum during this time was 1 or 2 years older or longer involved in an NFT market. So I thought it was a great chance to get into an early stage into a blockchain with a new NFT market.
Obviously, we're big on Theta, and we've kind of dipped our toes into some Ethereum too. And the thing that gets me every time is the minting fees, right? It's like, you know, you can have a free mint on Ethereum, and it's still going to cost $4 or $5. We just saw the first free mint that I'm aware of on Theta, and it costs what, like a penny, 2 pennies, you know. So that's definitely a big piece of what continues to draw us to Theta.
I agree with that, definitely. Yeah. And I mean, during the talk with devs, with Slick, for example, for the blockchain gaming stuff, also with Matt from Oxygen, we had always the talk about Tether and how to connect with others, with other blockchains. And yeah, I mean, like you said, the gas fees are so low. The speed is more than on Ethereum transaction per second. And so the gaming part is probably a great solution to use Tether here as a front end or yeah.
So just for people that aren't aware of Thetalands and weren't at ThetaCon 22, you at ThetaCon 22, you had a battle game that was similar in style to like a Street Fighter kind of a game. And that was fully developed using avataries, as I believe is how you call them, from projects that are on Theta. So I know that you had or will have a Tygon, you have a Guru, I believe you had West One, and you, since ThetaCon, I believe you dropped the Pineapple Fighter as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a real cool game, and now it sounds like you are expanding Theta. So Thetalands is now going to also be Ethereum land, or is there a name for it?
Thetalands will stay at Thetalands.
Yeah.
Okay. The entire universe is the CMC universe. So Fight for CMC. Basically, the branding is Fight for Crypto Market Cap. Okay, shortly, but we can dive into this later on. And Ethereum is Ether's empire. So we have two universes. The CMC is like the galaxy around, and we're planning to add more universes there as well.
Very cool. And now I understand that each of these characters has their own planet, and there's a lot of backstories that are going to be involved in this of a storytelling feature that is comic style. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So with that, a major portion of our project is strong IP use. So our intention is to bring mostly generative PFP collections, give them life. Give these characters that we own. We're purchasing the NFTs and making them into actual characters with personalities. Really, just making them a significant with a significant story that they're going to play a role in their species and then ultimately in their universe and then within this galaxy. So we're definitely focusing a lot on a unique concept of IP use.
Mm-hmm. And for the IP usage as well is to bring the characters into different lights on merchandise, on other products. So like Iron Man, you see it in the cinema, you get some merch, you get some figures, you get some footballs, whatever. It's an IP which is really strong, and we want to bring that into the space as well with different products, with great storytelling about it. And I think that's the idea. And the plan is here. So why we are focusing right now on Ethereum is to get the bigger audience, to get the big communities there, and also then finally to re-promote and reintroduce each character on the Theta side. So that's the plan, to get them involved into Theta lands as well.
So when these Ethereum NFTs come into the space, is it kind of like a whole separate side of the project where Theta and Ethereum don't interoperate, or is there somehow going to be some interoperability?
Definitely interacting together. So you will be able to play together. So like you using Wes Levitt as the fighter on Theta and playing against the Ethereum fighter.
So, you had asked about the Avatari, and so each one of the concepts here is each character has Avatari, where this 2D character that you're purchasing ends up having skins, special weapons, special superpower, ultimate power, and etc. And each character has their own individual set. And they're going to be able to ultimately bring this into a gaming environment, that fighter game environment, and then be able to go across a chain and fight another fighter. So a fighter from Theta Lands can fight someone in the Ida Empire, as an example. So that's where there will be merging is in that gaming environment. So we're looking to create a fun atmosphere to spread the message and say, hey, we're all under one big tent. And while here, let's have some fun and see who can ultimately come out as the in the battles, who can come out as the best, top chain. Ha ha.
And maybe there are options. I mean, if you know Dragon Ball, just a short example, they can fusionate. So Goku can fusionate with Vegeta. They're getting a one bigger, stronger fighter. So that's just a short alpha here, maybe. And maybe there is a possibility like you could fusionate a Theta fighter with a Ethereum fighter, just somewhere in the future, which gives you a much stronger and more cool looking fighter finally. And so the stories also matching together at some point. You probably will see a Wes Levitt fighting together with a Black Frog. Their interaction will definitely be there.
That's very cool. So these Ethereum fighters are going to be basically the same in the game as the Theta fighters, other than obviously each fighter has its own unique characteristics and abilities. But other than that, they're part of the same game ecosystem, and you can use them similarly. I'm assuming this is gonna be on your website, the Theta Lands website, correct?
It will be a new website we're just working on.
A new one.
We're considering them all in the same ecosystem, even though they're coming from different chains. So again, they're all coming under that one big tent, where again they're all at their base, they're similar because each character has their own set of unique assets and their own skills that they are able to fight with.
Cool. Now, we've obviously been a part of a lot of different projects, and the scale of quality within these projects has been, vastly different. There's some that are on the very high end, some that, talk a good game. Where do you guys feel like you're going to come as far as the quality of the game? Because I know at ThetaCon 22, the quality was already there. The game was fun. I'm just curious, was that the peak of it, or has there been continued work on it?
So I can definitely say, I would say that the quality increased. So when I got a new update from the devs, I feel that this is not AAA, for sure not. But I think the textures and the quality of animations with VFX are, in my opinion, really good.
We can't define ourselves as AAA because we aren't EA Sports. We don't have billions of dollars to throw around, and so we can't fit into that category because that category is just a massive company. But definitely the graphics are very cool. The utilization of the superpowers and actually watching them happen and watching the kicking, the movements, and all, it's there. It looks very cool.
So I know that these guys are originally the NFTs are 2D, right? And the fighters are actually, is it 3D fighting?
It's the fighting game is 3D fighting, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how did that process go?
So it all comes from the Avatari collection we already mentioned. So the airdrop, you need to own the character sheet, the 2D anime character sheet we already had on Teeterlands as well. And you will get airdropped the starter package of 5 Avatari NFTs. Okay, and these Avatari NFTs will be usable in the 3D fighting game. For example, if you have the NFT body, you need the body to get access to the fighter in the game. There will be many different skins, different weapons, and super and ultimate attacks. And within the Avatari collection, we also have different rarities. For example, the starter package for the airdrop is like the original rarity, we call it. And finally, there will be exotic and diamond rarity, which is the rarest one. And depending on the process to get these NFTs, for example, we have just to mention, you need to hold 10 pineapple NFTs to get an exotic skin. Just like you have a feeling for that, but that's for the reward system we have in mind as well.
Okay, cool. So definitely bring in more eyes back to the projects that are involved with this. That's great.
And the major concept for us as well is we really want to do our very best, play our role to bring a lot of attention back to the Theta Network, back to whatever OG project is. How can we generate excitement in the OG project as well as ours? So as Steph mentions, there could be opportunities. Okay, you must own, like he says, an example, 10 pines to be able to receive this. That's a very unique thing. So hopefully that would generate even more purchases on the pineapple side, just to be able to participate even further or get cool rarities within our ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
And would this be a similar on other chains like Ethereum? Would it be a similar, just like we're doing with Theta, like the process you just talked about?
Yeah. So it's the same. You need to hold the 2D sheet and then you get the 3D transformation.
Yeah, so we're taking that Theta Lands concept and it's the base of it, exactly what you're talking about, and going to definitely each project that we're involved in, it's going to be the same. There's going to be a 2D fighter, a 2D NFT that will have airdrop these avatari features, these assets, and then how are they going to be able to be used in the game? One of the things that I would love to mention is there is ERC 6551, which is a standard in Ethereum. And what this allows is for the actual NFT to be a wallet. So our intention is that, for example, these avataris, and potentially if someone gets a more rare skin or things like that, they are actually housed in the 2D NFT. So the 2D NFT is actually a wallet. And as our project continues to move forward, we're going to be doing a 3D NFT of that 2D NFT. It will not look exactly the same. It will be different, but you can tell that it's coming from the same 2D NFT. And that 3D NFT can be housed in the 2D NFT wallet and so on. So there's an opportunity for just that one 2D NFT to be housing many, many assets just on its own, and what type of value can be created in just the ownership of that one 2D NFT. And hopefully, we're going to be able to bring, hopefully, that technology, that type of standard will exist in the Theta network very soon as well.
So basically, the 2D NFT would act as multiple NFTs. This is a new concept for me. I'm trying to understand. It's a wallet, but you need the avataries. That's what gets you into the game. That's what gets you the powers in the game or whatever, right? So by doing this, you're then able to link the avataries to the 2D in some way, where it shows as one NFT. I'm not understanding, I guess.
So you're correct. So the standard ERC 6551 allows for an NFT to house digital assets. So on the surface, what you see is a 2D image, but it is actually it's an active participant on the blockchain. So just as you have a Theta wallet through MetaMask, and there's Ethereum wallets and so on, the actual NFT is a player on the blockchain the same exact way. So just as you can hold however many coins in a wallet, this allows for the same type of thing, but the functionality is it allows for a variety of digital assets within that particular ecosystem. So you're not unable to have Theta assets, at least currently, Theta assets underneath an Ethereum NFT. Maybe that'll occur in the future, but yes, that is the intention, is that the actual 2D NFT will be the wallet that contains the avatari features, those assets, and then any other rare elements, that the assets that are being delivered by us. It's a really cool concept. It really, really is. It's really it's a very modern, contemporary standard. There's not many NFT projects that are utilizing it. When we heard about it, it got us extremely excited of what are the possibilities of having your individual NFT being an active participant on a blockchain, being its own entity. So what all can that be? And then if it is housing multiple assets, does the value of that initial NFT go up? Maybe it goes down. I don't know, but hopefully it goes up. But overall, somebody ultimately, if they might be getting very good at the game, or they're very active participants in the ecosystem, they're rewarded for it, and they could hopefully consider that their NFT may have more value that maybe they want to sell in the future. As well as, there's also a cool feature here is, let's say that your 2D NFT has multiple assets in it. You don't have to just sell that 2D NFT to get rid of all the assets. You can actually sell individual assets out of that NFT, that 2D NFT, and keep your original.
Popper, you know what it kind of sounds like? I mean, not exactly, but you remember Supervan City?
No.
Micro Machines? You could put all your Micro Machines in a Supervan City.
Yeah.
But this would be a cooler Supervan City individual, but I guess that's over everyone's head but mine. I'll replay that in my head.
Have to look that up later for sure.
So you mentioned something about being rewarded for being a game. What does that look like? Is that a Avatari upgrade?
So there are multiple ways that we want for people to participate in our ecosystem. We know that that not everyone is a gamer, for example. Many are busy with IRL family work and may not have that type of bandwidth. But if they are active participants in the game and they are getting their points and their ultimate, long-term scores up, absolutely, we want to reward participation and we want to reward people that get really good at the game. On the other side of things, if there would be other ways to reward members of our ecosystem that may not have time for the gaming, but maybe they're able to be active in our Discord. Maybe they're going to be active in promoting us on X, on Instagram, however they might be getting out their messaging. We would love to be able to give them, basically the intent is whatever your capacity is, whatever your skill set is, whatever your strengths are, we want to figure out how to make you happy that you are active and that you're really promoting us and ultimately promoting whatever that you believe in.
So there's going to be some kind of a point system you mentioned.
Correct. Steph, do you want to talk about this?
And we will be right back.
This week's episode is brought to you by Dr. Theta's Community Guardian Node. Theta's premier community guardian node where you can stake your Theta if you don't run your own guardian node. Best of all, 100% uptime so you do not miss any rewards and 0 fees so you earn 100% of your T-Fuel. Trusted by Theta Labs, you can easily stake directly within your wallet. Simply go to the Staking tab, choose Delegated Guardian Node, and find Dr. Theta's Guardian Node. Quick, simple, reliable, and best of all safe as the coins never leave your wallet. Stake with the Doc today. This week's episode is brought to you by GuardiansOfTheta.com, offering 0% one-click Theta Guardian staking with random monthly token giveaways. Guardians also airdropped everyone staking with him an NFT that you're able to stake and earn T-Vibe. 100% uptime, 0 fees, random giveaways, what's not to love? Stop paying 4% and come join the fam with Guardians of Theta.
Papa Max, yeah. Papa Max. Papa Max Podcast. Papa Max Podcast.
So basically, I will mention it as it's not that a point system. I mean, it's an ecosystem, more like an ecosystem. So NFT staking, you get tokens. We will have a marketplace where you can use the tokens to buy as well new assets. Okay, but that's different to the reward system. So the reward system is just the idea to reward collectors as they own the OG NFTs and own our NFT together. Okay, like you have seen on T the Rarity on the stat side. He has a list of how much people holding or how much NFTs people holding in the wallet. And there is a list where you get, for example, like 10 people holding 5 Teaserlands NFTs. And we want to connect this with the OG NFT collection. So we just get the wallet addresses who holding, for example, 10 Pines and 5 Panhydra NFTs. And with this, we can reward rare NFTs or not that rare NFTs, depending on the amounts and depending on the design of the NFT, how crazy it looked, for example. And what John mentioned is that, that the idea is to get the OG project involved, to get the community involved. And the more support we get for the fighters, the more people liking our fighters and celebrating the stories together, the more we can dive into this and the more we can give them back. I would mention like this more. Or for example, artists, creators, developers, definitely open to listen and definitely open to get them involved in the project for commissions, for illustrating the different fighters we talked about earlier, like having different lights on each Like there is one character, we want to bring them into many different styles just for content for X. So to get them involved in the project, like giving them a small amount of commission.
Yeah, no, it
I
sounds
think,
like a great way to bring awareness to a bunch of different projects through a fun project in and of itself. So I like the idea. Now, can we get a little glimpse into some of the backstory, or is that kind of the secret sauce right now, or uh, where are we on it?
what we already have mentioned is for the first character on Ethereum. So that there is a clan or different clans which has the branding, the pond gangs, as they're living on a huge pond. They are frogs living on a huge pond. There are different clans, so basically different NFT designs, like warriors, like gentlemen, like a Peaky Blinder style with hats and with a stick. And there is a girl involved. Yeah, I think we mentioned that for Ethereum so far, but not too deep into it. Maybe a point to mention here, what we just do right now is relaunching the project, Fight for CMC, basically, and running a campaign called chapters. So chapter 1 was 2 Twitter spaces where we have talked about us, where we introduced us, where we teased a bit about the project. And right now we're working on chapter 2. So on Wednesday will be the next space where we're going more deep into the project, more deep into the features and utilities of it. And finally then chapter 3 will be the way where we promote the drop and supply and the min price and everything around this.
Yeah,
John?
so our planned release schedule for information is as Steph was indicating, and each step of the way you're going to see that we're talking the initially was who we are, why we are creating this project, what our inspirations were, like for example Magna and anime, and why Magna and anime were the art styles that we're going for, because this is a story that's full of adventure and action and humor. And so, how are we able to best illustrate that? So we chose the artwork style of manga, excuse me, and and what kind of characters do we want to develop, and we want to have a hero type of feel. So our inspirations were coming from Iron Man, Marvel Comics, aspects of Star Wars, even Guardians of the Galaxy. Quite a bit of this going on, and in those stories, you see that there are individual characters and many times that they may kind of represent a faction. So as Steph was mentioning, we have a warrior frog, and that is going to be a representation of the clan within that species of warriors. There'll be a gentleman in along the lines of that Peaky Blinders, and they have their own role that they are playing, their own type of. I wouldn't want to give alpha out here right now yet, but they have a certain type of person, a certain type of character that they are, and that character will be developed because they are representing. They are the heads of their faction. So each one will be distinctly different, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And in the same way, we want to re-promote or reintroduce the Tita fighter. Misiguro has a lot of potential and a lot of story background already. So get them back into the story and introduce it to the Ethereum community. Back to your question about the story, Alpha, we can maybe mention that think about Marvel. There's Thanos. He wants to destroy everything with a snip. And so the intro starts with something is happening on planet Birth, and we don't know yet what it is. It's just a a deadful or a crazy, aggressive aura. And we don't know yet what it is. Okay. And that's just like just a teaser of what, I mean, it can be everything. So you will see.
And as yeah, Steph just mentioned, because you guys are getting a lot of alpha here. So the name that he just dropped was Birth. So that's the original origin of the whole story. And Birth is much of our story is what are we all in Web3 experiencing IRL? So there is a galactic war, and the origins of it are on Birth, which we could consider IRL like an Earth, but not quite the same. So the story it kind of starts there. And we're introducing our first character, the Warrior Frog, and the Warrior Frog is going to play a very key role in introducing the story. And we're specifically targeting certain OG projects that we feel lend themselves very well to the story, and we're going to be releasing them in a specific sequential way so that we can continue to expand this story. And to go back to the theta side of it, as Steph was mentioning, like for example, Mystic Gurus, they have a backstory already, but we want to embellish it. We want to make it even more grand. And who knows, what type of special powers that they may be able to bring. Maybe they're able to use their spirituality and their minds to make something massive occur within the galaxy. Maybe they are able to harness all of their powers collectively and do something that the factions of the frogs are unable to do because those frogs have a different type of skill set.
I don't know if you saw it, guys, but there was you talked about Marvel, and there was they had this Infinity War movie, and then they had Endgame, and they had all these characters, and then you had these groups showed up, and then all of a sudden they split up, and they met other people, and they were just collectively kind of working for the same mission. I don't want to give spoilers out if you didn't see it, but there was just weird team ups in this movie, extended two-parter, I guess, that happened. Could be something similar-ish.
Yeah,
we're not just stuck in one. We're just crossing over and teaming up, and maybe portals.
That's it. That's exactly the point here. I mean, if you think about the fight for CMC, the branding, the crypto market cap. Crypto market cap is Bitcoin, Satoshi, Vitalik, Ethereum, Cardano, and all these blockchains could potentially be a character, right? But also the NFT space has a lot of IPs, like we're already working with. And it's just a huge playground for us to spin around with stories, to bring them together. And it's not all written yet. Okay. But there is a lot of potential to bring this for a long term, long term.
And the overall story try to follow me here, is that we're starting the story in the middle. So this allows us an opportunity to create histories and backstories of our characters, and then be able to start in the middle, project what they might be doing into the future, and keep foreshadowing and bringing the story to that future. But Magnum, to kind of try to answer your question, is that our personalities and what we want to convey to everyone is we don't want to put any limits or any boundaries on our concepts, on our stories, or what any of our NFTs can develop into. We don't want to limit ourselves whatsoever. So this also then goes to we would love our community's participation in development of the story. And I think Steph kind of mentioned, how can we reward that? So if you come up with a really unique, awesome idea for story, absolutely, we would encourage bringing that in there, into the story as well. So absolutely, we're able to have one group meet up with another group and create a whole nother side story. Like even if we see, in Star Wars now with a lot of what Disney is doing, they have a lot of different offshoots of their stories. So why are we not able to do that as well? We have a core story, we have a core common enemy, common enemies, and much of the story can just continue to develop from that point.
Not to try to put timelines on anything, but how close are we to being able to play this game on a regular basis?
The fighting game,
Yeah.
we just redesigning it. So, I mean, the game you have seen on TitaCon won't be the one we are launching. Okay. We improved it, and you will clearly see, we can show that finally that the quality definitely increased, and the gameplay, I would say right now it's more than, I think more Tekken style. So it won't be a 2D fighting where you're standing and fighting this way. You will be able to move around. So can't say a date yet.
Smart.
And yeah.
But imagine even like a camera moving around the fighting scene as well. Very neat looking.
Awesome. Well, we're certainly looking forward to it. It was great having you at ThetaCon last year. Would have been great to have it there this year, but I understand, things aren't always easy. And I know you came from a pretty significant distance away to join us last year, so that was great to see you there.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a Discord up yet, is there?
Not that. In the making. I think we can open it definitely next week. So we will post it on the Tita Lands, also on Open Tita Discord. And the idea is then to close Tita Lands Discord and just acting with Fight for CMC with the Discord there. And you will see there the structure of the channels that it makes sense, I think.
Yeah, that's a great question, Magnum. So
Yeah.
we're just putting the final touches on it, the final little bits of content in there. So our plan is to be opening this up to the public next week. So if you follow us on X, our account is at Fight for CMC, FIGHTFOR CMC. You'll see the release there, as well as we're doing spaces every Wednesday, and we welcome people to come and join, and we'll be talking about what's going on in the Discord, and there also could be benefits to being one of the first individuals to join our Discord as well. Our website is also the Fight for CMC website, which is my humble opinion is going to be looking very, very cool. It will be interactive. That's in the making as well. And just to put a rough time on that, we hope to be releasing that, I'd say within 4 weeks. It might be a little bit sooner than that.
All right, so a couple things here. We're great at humble opinions, so those are always welcome. And it just I cringe when people tell Mags that he had a good question. Man, it just
Well,
I'm having Popper. I'm having such issues right now. I need to take that.
You're throwing a parade for yourself.
It was noted. I don't. So I'm just trying to rest on that right now because I've the disaster of this interview. So, but go ahead, Popper.
It was a good question. I forgot about it personally. So yeah, thanks.
No, that's
my job.
The camera's off, so we can't see the parade that he's throwing for himself right now.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
After I brought that Snoopy Christmas coffee mug to take a sip. The camera froze and just went down, so I'd have to get out and go back in. So I don't want to stop, production. So
No, that'd
Well,
be
that is
very
the
minimum.
oddest way that I've heard video not working before, for sure.
Yeah. Based on a true story. That's how we
Yeah,
live our
exactly right.
lives.
You can't make yourself up.
Popper, if we were holograms reporting the news and my hologram went down, but you just heard my mouth go, there's an idea right there.
A new idea every week for things that can go wrong. So yeah. All right, guys. Hey, listen. We really appreciate you reaching out to us and allowing us to be a part of this. And I'm glad that it was able to work out both for what you were looking to do for ThetaCon as well as for a larger Pinecast drop as well. And I know there's some stuff that we talked about that we didn't talk about right now that I'm really excited about. So I look forward to that and that coming soon, the trademark. So it's great having you guys on. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. I just wanted to talk about just a couple more things and then wrap it up. But certainly, for ThetaCon audience, we are as mentioned, our origins. We were born in the Theta community, and that is what is true in our heart. We truly believe in the technology, all of the patents, the distributed streaming concept, the way that information can be just processed and streamed so quickly, and the cost of doing it is minimal, and the ability for people that participate with edge nodes and just nodes that they're able to be rewarded. That's our concept. We love that concept of rewarding, and we want to be able to bring that forward. With our overall project of Fight for CMC, our intention is that anyone that works with us, anyone that has any community experience with us, they're going to feel better for it. They're going to feel like they have a win. It's a benevolent, beneficial relationship. Our intention truly, in a massive way, is how can we bring a lot of attention back to the Theta network and to the Theta community. It's just a very exciting time. There are a lot of capabilities within the Theta network that do not exist in any other networks, and we want to play our role in shining light onto that. And as an example, working with Pop and Mags, we hope to see it bring even more light to the project. So I'm going to put a pin right there because I have something to say at the end. But Steph, do you have anything that you want to put in here now?
Yeah, just agree with your points here. I think we definitely thank you, Papa Max, for the interview here. And is this the last call here for the community as well for TitaCon? Or I mean, just to thank you, I want to thank Wes Levitt personally for giving the IP rights to our ecosystem, to our fighter Wes Levitt. So just some words here for that as well.
Wes One for our listeners.
Yeah, I was gonna say we might need to rebrand them to West One.
That's funny.
Let's see.
That is funny. Well, we please follow us at Fight for CMC on our X account, and look for us on Instagram and elsewhere. And we would like for everyone at ThetaCon 23 to know that we are creating NFTs based on Pop and Mag's personalities. So we can't give you too much more information on this. Yeah. The artwork is not finished yet. We're so excited to be working with you guys. And we thank everyone at ThetaCon for your time.
Thanks.
Awesome. And sorry,
Thanks,
guys, if you get a Mags.
Yeah. Okay, Papa.
They'll both be pretty cool. We promise.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Papa Max Podcast.
You have been listening to the Pops and Mags Pinecast. Music provided by Sushi Cat. Like what you hear? Send that cat a very nicely worded compliment on Twitter at JustAddSpam. Pops and Mags is a scumbag hat production in association with Pam's Day Spa.